So today I'm going to show you two ways of making tea. One is the easy way. You've got to run somewhere, you want to make a quick cup of tea. And the other one is a little bit more elaborate, but I think it's the second one, the elaborate way that most Indian households drink tea. Oh dear, there's somebody approaching. I've got to put on my mask. Okay, so I grew up in India, and I can tell you there's not a single household that does not drink tea. Mornings, a cup of tea, and afternoons around 4 o'clock, tea. Very important, and every household drinks that. You go to a nice sari shop, they'll give you tea. Even for bureaucratic work, sometimes they'll offer you tea, a cup of chai. But of course, they have smaller cups, so you can easily put away about, I would even go as far as saying the max, maybe 10 cups of tea a day. So let's figure out how to make this tea. So you could go to your closest Indian store to pick up some tea, or if you don't want to go that far, you can also just order it from Amazon. These days, some of the top teas that I've used are available there, and I might just put the links to these specific teas in the description box. So you want to make sure that you're not buying tea bags because they're all kept right next to each other. What you're looking for is loose tea. So a lot of these that you see are tea bags, and that's not gonna come handy to make regular chai that we make at home. So here's a couple of brands that I've used down here. This one is Wagh Bakri. We've been using this for a very long time, again available on Amazon, and it's a loose leaf, but I think it's what's called CTC. It's cut, is it twirled? CTC, cut, twirled, curled probably. And this one has more leaf, the Tata Tea Gold. I know my parents have a version of this in Kerala, and that's a more delicate flavored one. Feeling highly sophisticated, you could use that, but for me, I like to go with a more stronger, robust tea, and this one's a really good one too. I tried it for the first time, and it's a lot like the Wagh Bakri, but the taste is similar. It's stronger and very flavorful. So I recommend Tea India and the other one. So because I really need something to knock me out of my comfort zone and do all the harsh work that one needs to do here, and the climate as well. But yes, if I go to India and I'm on a leisurely vacation sipping my chai, then I'll have the other one, the Tata tea. So for a basic cup of chai, the next ingredient you need is milk. Now I've tried almond milk, oat milk and regular milk. Almond milk, I'm sorry, is not good at all. It just doesn't work. Oat milk was a bit better taste-wise, I thought. But I understand some people, they have restrictions, so they have to make do with this. But my favorite is regular milk. Alexandria milk is what I've been using. Now this is a high-fat milk, so I skim the cream off. I boil it and then skim the cream off a few times because this is very high in cream, and with that cream I make ghee, but that's a whole different story. So for 1 cup of tea, guys, we have half a cup of water here that's come to a boil, and then we add 1 teaspoon of tea leaves for 1 cup. So in it goes, and then you want to stir it with a spoon, or just like how I'm doing it, like this. Let it simmer for about a minute or two, depending on how strong you want it. And one thing to note here is that you want to get a saucepan with a lip like this, or if it has spout, even better. And then you turn off the gas, and so cover it with a lid and keep it for about 5 minutes. And in the meantime, what you can do is heat up some milk. So half a cup of milk here, which we have heated in the microwave for about 25 seconds. If you want it really hot, then 30 seconds. You want to make sure it doesn't boil over. And then you just pour the tea, strain it, and pour the tea into the milk. Oh, and also while you're waiting for the tea to brew, you could add sugar. I've used brown granulated sugar, my favorite, in here. There's no specific rule really. You could add sugar at any point, or any other sweetener of your choice. Now for the next step, we want to make sure that we have a fine mesh strainer like this. You can again get this on Amazon or at the Indian store. And your easy cup of chai is ready.
And if you had extra time, you could just mix it like this to make a frothy cup of chai like this.
Also guys, this is not a classic masala chai. I've only experimented with cardamom and ginger, and lately I've started using lemongrass, which I think is great. If you're looking for the classic, masala chai with pepper and cloves, God knows what not. Honestly, I never really took to that. Now I can see myself having that if I'm traveling by the Indian trains or at the station on a cold winter day. For me, if you're putting in all those spices, it's like a tom yum soup or a rasam. South Indians know what I'm talking about. In my case, I use either just plain tea, no spices, or just cardamom. Depends on my mood. Sorry, my mask. In the winter, ginger is great, so I'll be making a lot of that. And now in this video, I'll show you how to make ginger and lemongrass.
So here we're making 2 cups of tea, and for that we have 1 cup of water. We bring that to a boil. Here we have half an inch of ginger which has been peeled with a regular peeler, and I'm going to grate this directly into the tea. And you want to make sure that this boils for a minute or so, because otherwise when you add the milk it could curdle. And here is the lemongrass I'm going to use. Now this lemongrass is rapidly drying because I bought it in the summer and it's winter now. So I have put it in some filtered water, and I noticed one of them is even growing roots. So we're going to just snip off, a couple pieces and put that in our tea. It looks a little bit dry, but once you put it in the tea, it gives back the color and the moisture. So in it goes, and I'm hoping that in the summer I can have lemongrass plants just growing by my windowsill. So just stir it, and again for a minute. You want to do this, like I said, because you don't want the milk to curdle when you add. Now I add about a 1:1 ratio, so I would add 1 cup of milk. But I always notice that it's a little bit better when you add a little bit more milk. So maybe like a quarter cup, or or maybe even less of the milk on top of the 1 cup. Now stir again till it comes to a boil. The next step is to add tea leaves to this, and my measure is adding 1 teaspoon per cup. You want to be a little careful here so that the milk doesn't boil over. That's a common occurrence in our kitchens even today after all these years of drinking tea. So you want to lower the gas a little bit, or lift up the vessel in case you're in an emergency situation like this. Now that it has come to a boil once, you could lower the gas and just let it simmer. And in the meantime, you can get some sugar and add it. So I add about 1 teaspoon of brown sugar for every cup. Now you could add the sugar to the cup and strain your tea into it, or you could add directly to the tea. It doesn't really matter taste-wise. Now if you like the tea somewhat strong, you could bring it to another boil. And then you just turn off the gas and keep it covered and just let it sit for a little bit. Say about 5 minutes. You can use a 2.5 or 3 inch strainer. I have this lovely strainer which I absolutely love. It's the WMF brand from Germany, and I used it 25 years ago and I thought it was expensive then, but it's lasted me this long. It's so well built, you get what you pay for, really. Then just stir the tea to make sure all the sugar is dissolved, and just strain it into your cups and enjoy a lovely cup of chai. You might find sometimes that a little bit of cream develops on the top of the milk upon sitting. So what you can do is you could just froth it by mixing it. You can even froth it otherwise, because some people like their chai to be a frothy, and I think it makes the tea a bit better to take your tea to another level. Forget about champagne dreams and caviar wishes. This is what my breakfast dream is made of. And this is the 4 p.m. dream with an Indian snack or with Parle G biscuits, making me thoroughly nostalgic. Just dunk it for that perfect moist bite. Ooh.
So guys, I hope you found that useful, and do give this chai a try. And I also want to suggest a movie called Thappad, Thappad, and it's a Bollywood movie. You want to check it out. It's available on Amazon Prime, and I'm not an Amazon affiliate, but I've said that so many times in this video. But anyhow, so a good movie because of course it has a good social message. And it's an important women's empowerment movie, so it's great from that perspective. But also it also showcases the Indian lifestyle, the middle class, upper middle class lifestyle in a way. And in that movie, that's where I first saw this woman making lemongrass tea. And because when I grew up in India, I don't think there was such a concept. People did not have lemongrass chai, but I think now it's more prevalent. So you'll see it when you watch the movie. And yeah, just check it out, because I felt like I was transported to New Delhi while I was watching it, and I thought I would suggest. And yeah, do give me a like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.